Hey guys, welcome back to Hanging Out with Lori. How are you? I hope you are well. Today is my July favorites. I have filmed this twice. This will be my third time trying to film this, and every time something has happened that I have not been able to fully finish filming this video. So I thought third time's a charm, right? We're crossing our fingers, people. We're crossing our fingers. In July, I only had a few favorites, but I did have a couple of fails, unfortunately. So let's go over the fails real quick. Then we will talk about those favorites of mine that I have had. So the first fail that I had in July was a really huge disappointment for me because I really liked this product last summer, and that is Wet n Wild's Photo Focus Stick Foundation. I had purchased this last year in the summer, and once it became fall, winter, I put this away because my skin is way too dry in the cooler months for me to be able to use the stick foundation. So I pulled it out in July when I needed a new product for my #Partners in Cream project. And man, was I disappointed. I cannot get this foundation to spread for anything. I've used it 3 times with a brush/sponge combination. I used it once with just a sponge, and then I used it once with my fingers, and none of them would let me spread this foundation. It just doesn't have enough slip to it. It is just like, once I swipe it onto my skin, it like glues in place, and it's just a frustrating foundation. And I am not going to give myself wrinkles over a foundation. So it's obviously changed in its composition since I put it in my drawer, last fall. That has made it so I can't use it, which is unfortunate because I truly did like it. Have any of you experienced that the makeup of the Photo Focus foundation changes over time? Let me know down in the comments if you've ever used this stick foundation and have found it difficult to manipulate over time. I truly am interested. And then the other fail for me is another huge disappointment. I am so bummed that this bombed for me, and that is Fourth Ray Beauty's Avocado Superfood Nourishing Mask. I have extremely dry skin, very sensitive skin, and I purchased this because any type of mask that is, nourishing, moisturizing, is going to put fluids back into my skin. I'm all for. Now this has a very slight underlying scent of clay, but it has more of a bright citrus/aquatic note to it. So it really is a nice, refreshing scent. However, I used this 3 times, and the first 2 times it burned, but I just thought my skin was getting used to it. The third time I used this, I used it in the shower like I had the first time. The second time I tried it out of the shower. Usually I use mud masks in the shower just because they're so messy, but I had tried it the second time just to see if maybe I had, that burning with it because my pores were so open. So I still had that the second time. The third time I used it again in the shower, and I did not have this mask on for more than 5 minutes, probably even less than, and my face was on fire. I couldn't stand it any longer. And usually, while I have sensitive skin, I can usually tolerate some burning, some tingling, some painful tingling. But this one was just excruciating. And then the next day, when I went to put on my makeup, I noticed I had red splotches all over my face. And the only thing it could have been from is this mask. And so I'm really bummed. So I'm not trying it again. There is no way I am going to put this on my face, even though this jar is full. That last use of this product was so painful with, you know, lasting remnants of the side effects of it. So I have decided to declutter this, which is unfortunate because it's a little bit pricier of a mask, but I wasn't expecting that. I never got the red, you know, splotches on the first two times. It was just that third time when it really burned that I got what, you know, my brain said, oh my gosh, it really did burn your skin. I'm sure it didn't, but that's what my brain said when I first saw it. So those are my two epic fails for the month, unfortunately. And I'm really disappointed that both of them were fails because I liked one and the other one I had such high hopes for. So I'm pretty bummed. So let's move on to the positive of this video, and that are my favorites. I used a lot of samples in July. I've been trying to go through my samples and try to, you know, whittle down my collection, because that's more of what it is, not I have samples to use. It seems to be more of a collection that I'm just letting them hang out with me. So I've been really working on using them up. And this first one I've had for quite a while in my sample containers, and that's the Boscia Cactus Hydro Moisturizer. And when I used this, I said, Lori, why have you kept this with your samples for so long? It is completely empty. I loved this moisturizer. Holy smokes. With this Boscia Cactus gel moisturizer, or is it hydro moisturizer? Water moisturizer. The first time I used it, I decided, because my skin was feeling really hydrated after I put it on, I decided to, you know, see how it worked with just the moisturizer itself, with no other moisturizer. And I woke up the next morning and my skin was so plump and lush and just so soft that I was surprised. Now, I had zero reaction to this cactus water moisturizer. I had no burning. I had no type of irritation. I didn't have any tingling. My skin never felt tight using this. So this is a moisturizer that I'm going to put on the back burner in my brain, because I know this is a moisturizer that my skin truly liked, that it wasn't irritating in any way, and that my nerves never reacted to it, which is usually 9 times out of 10 my issue upon contact, where it just, the other issue is that the moisturizer just isn't, you know, moisturizing enough, which is fine. I mean, that happens. But usually it's my nerves yelling at me saying, I hate this, get off me. And my nerves liked this Boscia Cactus Water Moisturizer. So I will keep this on the back of my brain for when I completely run out of moisturizers, that maybe possibly I can purchase this. Since we're on skincare, let's jump into the next one, and that is my Neutrogena Hydro Burst Whipped Body Balm. And this is for dry to extremely dry skin. Now, the name has whipped body balm in its name, but I bought this for my face. And I will recommend to you strongly not to put this on your face because it burns to high heaven. It is painful. Now, this is what my jar looks like now. It is almost completely empty. This is what the whipped body balm looks like. To me, it looks like if you take a solid oil, like coconut oil or shea butter, that kind of thing. If you take it and you whip it until it's, light and fluffy, this kind of has that texture of it. It's kind of has airy pockets, and then when it dries, it feels somewhat like a powder on your skin, where if you did that with like the coconut oil, it has an oil, like feel to your skin. This one feels drier, not so supple, but I find that makes it really nice for when you go to put on your clothing. It doesn't stick to your skin. It really lets this body balm soak up into your skin, and then there's no residue left over to make it tacky or sticky or gooey in this hot weather. And it really is rather refreshing. Now, the scent is somewhat strong. It has kind of a aquatic floral scent to it, but it's really pretty, and that does fade rather quickly, but in the jar itself, it is pretty present. So yeah, I really like this. Okay, this next one, I want to say the name is Aquithia and Somerset, but that's what my very blind eyes are seeing the name as. I don't believe that's the name of this body scrub, but that's what my eyes see. So I will put the correct name down below in the description. I will scan the barcode and hopefully it'll pull up. But this is called Under the Stars Scrub, and this has lavender oil in it. I picked this up for $1 at TJ Maxx because it was leaking. I have zero clue where it was leaking because the seal on it was completely intact, and I never had any type of oil or scrub particles come out of any type of hole. So I found it weird that this was leaking, but no leakage points were found. Anyways, it has a very strong lavender scent to it, and I'm not the biggest lavender lover. I like lavender, but it's not my all-time favorite. However, whatever else they have mixed in with the lavender in this, I truly enjoyed. The lavender is very strong, however, but anytime I would use this body scrub right before bedtime, it would knock me out cold, which I'm grateful for because I'm not a sleeper. And so I really enjoyed this. I loved that this was extremely scrubby. The ratio of scrub to slip was, kind of like a 90 to 10, which that's my preferred type of body scrub. I do not like there to be more slip than scrub. I want something that's going to get in there, do the job, get it done, because scrubs hurt me. They are very irritating to my CRPS. Sometimes they throw me into a flare, unfortunately, but I want to get my, all that dry skin scrubbed off wash my body, and get out. I really liked it. And if I can find that body scrub again, I would repurchase it because it has the ratio of scrub to slip that I really, really like. And it knocks me out, which for me, that's a winner right there. All right, let's move on to hair care. And I don't have shampoo, conditioner, treatment, anything like that. I have a tool. I talked about last month, I talked about how I'm having scalp issues, and I picked up some products for the scalp, but I also picked up this Briogeo scalp massager. Why I decided to go with Briogeo's scalp massager is because they said that the little teeth were flexible rubber, and I couldn't imagine them saying they were flexible rubber when they weren't. Because I have used many scalp massagers in my lifetime that have, rubberized bristles, but they're so hard, so tough that I feel like I'm scratching my scalp. I'm like digging a ditch on my scalp. And so I paid a little bit more to buy this scalp massager by Briogeo, and it is so worth it. I don't know if you can see how well these bend. They truly are flexible, and the tips are rounded, so there's no sharp points on these nubbins that will kind of like cut your scalp, which is highly appreciated. Now, they have a string on here for you to hang this up in your shower, and then they have a handle. You can hold it like this, or you can hold it like this. I use it both ways, all in one shampooing session. I use it both ways because my hands get tired in different, positions. That's the word I'm looking for. And then what you do is you take it and you work it in small sections, and then lift and then move to another section. That way your hair doesn't get tangled around this scalp massager, or it doesn't knot either. And because my hair is so prone to knotting because of my curls, it was a concern of mine, and I have yet to have this knot on me, or at least my hair not on me, using this scalp massager. Yeah, I really like this, and I have found that my scalp isn't as burny or itchy as before, and I have these scalp products that I bought at the same time as this, and I haven't used any of them yet. I don't know. Don't ask me why, because I really don't know. But because it isn't burning or itching so much, I'm going to make a highly educated guess that my painful scalp that I'm dealing with has more to do with my CRPS than it does to do with issues with my scalp. However, I have been using tea tree oil in shampoo, deluxe size shampoo bottles, that might be making an improvement in my scalp as well. So my educated guess might be more of I came at the last minute when it was starting to clear up, and I don't know what I'm talking about. So that could be my educated guess. One never knows. The next one is a face product, and that's by Tula. It's their Pro Glycolic 10% pH resurfacing gel. It's a mouthful, and I can never remember it all. I have been using this since, I don't know, mid to late June, and I am only up to there. It pushes up from the bottom. And this is just a deluxe sample that I got, I believe, in a, from Ulta in one of their kits or something. I'm not quite sure, but it doesn't really matter. I was worried when I went to use this, when I pulled it out of my samples to use, because I'm not well versed in acids, so I don't know what works, what doesn't work, what's going to make my skin angry, what's going to piss off my nerves in any way. And so I was really worried. So I went in using this every other night. And the first few times I used it, it did burn, but it wasn't a painful burn, nor did it leave any red marks on my skin like the avocado mask. And I slowly increased it, and now I am up to both morning and night with this, and I love this. While I don't notice, anything, any type of resurfacing to my face, because I still have my milia on the side of my face. I still have my dark spots. So it hasn't like changed any of those at all. My skin looks brighter and healthier from using this, and I will take that any day of the week. I can put up with my milia and my dark spots, but if my skin looks healthy and glowing, then I'm happy to continue to use this. I can see this in my future once I work through all my other stuff, but I really like how this makes my skin look. And it feels good too. It feels clean. Not as tight as I expected it to. That is it, guys. Those are my favorites and a couple of fails for the month of July. How was your month? Did you have a good month? Did you find some favorites? Did you run into some fails? I'm hoping not the latter, but I'm truly excited to hear what your favorites were for the month of July. Please take good care, be safe, be smart, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.